All right, the Reds. How are we? Me and Kev with a little keep, sell, and buy edition of Liverpool players for the upcoming season under Arne Slot. Kev, how are we, lad?
Okay,
Fresh
what did you say?
from your little private escort for your wine.
Yeah. You got a police escort for the wine earlier, so I want a bit of wine. I hope that's okay, guys. I can still talk about football while being on wine.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive. That's not
Oh,
what
absolutely
it's
not.
about.
Yeah.
Obviously, that and expensive boxes we love. Kev
Tomfoolery.
loves anyway. Yes, Kev. Are you looking forward to the new season? Did you
I'm
watch?
absolutely looking forward to the new season. Yeah, I was going to buy the tickets that were up front for the club thing, but they were £289,
Everyone's
and
already been whinging.
and I
about
was I
that.
was I was gigging at the same time, and I was like, "Am I going to cancel this? I can't let the lads down." And I already had a bad week with gigging wise, and you know the story, Jack, because I was in with you and all the whole lot. I didn't want to do it to him, so I didn't do it, and I'm sorry that I didn't do it. Well, I am sorry because I mean that was an emotional send off for Jurgen. And lads, we know we have King Kenny, we know we have Stevie G. You know, it's always these 2 syllables or 3 syllable names that we need for our legends. You know, but you had Rushy. 2 syllable again that you want to build it up. But why isn't anybody thought of Koenig Klopp? King Klopp. It's German for King Klopp.
Oh.
So Koenig Klopp. If nobody ever thought of it, it is. But you're not stepping on Kenny's toes. You're not stepping on anybody else's toes. But like, dude, what an amazing man. What a tired and humble man. He is tired, man. You can see by every interview lately. You could see by him on stage. He's a broken man, and we broke him. We filled him. He filled us with joy and love and heart, and he never had pressure from the owners. Nobody blamed the owners. All right, so don't even think about the owners. The owners let him do what he did because he was a good manager, and that was that. His pressure was put on himself because of his love for us. His love for the club, his love for the fan base, his love for the just what it means to be a Liverpool fan. Like I'm an Irish dude, man, and I'm not a Liverpudlian. I'm not Jack. I'm not Jack. I didn't grow up knowing the Liverpudlian way, but I grew up. Well, I did, but I grew up having it infused in me by watching Liverpool and going to Liverpool games and traveling back and forth. And it takes a lot longer for me to travel back and forth. It's not a sob story about it, but at the same time, Klopp got Liverpool fans. He got them. He understood them.
Yeah.
He was one of the greatest managers we've ever had, regardless of his trophy tally. Against
I'm not even getting into that.
I'm not even getting into that. It's a stupid tally to give. He got the club. He won every trophy, every major top level trophy you can get in that position. He won it for us. Whatever about the Europa League this year, he was on his way out. Doesn't matter. That's still you can only win these in tandem. So it's either the Champions League or the Europa League. If you're in it, you try to win it. If you're in there, there's a reason why you're in there, because your team is poor. Not because your manager is poor. It's because your team is dropping off. So he won the Champions League. He was in 3 Champions League finals.
That's unprecedented, really. For
well, one manager in less than 10 seasons is nuts. You get that with Zidane,
or maybe Ancelotti,
or so, and that's a rarity. But we got 3 Champions League finals. We got 5 European finals with Klopp. We got his first European final 6 months after he came in charge. We got his last one just before we left. Oh, sorry, near enough to it. Sorry, it was 4 European finals and an almost. My heart is in the final. Sorry, Atlanta. I skipped over you, but it was 4 European finals. My bad, because I got excited about it. I was still in the mindset that I was in March. Oh, we're definitely getting to this Europa League final. We're here, So
it was a good thing to watch, mate. Obviously, I don't dwell too much on Twitter. You know me, chat for regular viewers. You know me, Kev, as well. Yeah, the roll off into Birkenhead. People moaning still, for some bizarre reason, certain courses about, why are we doing this? It's like, like as you've just echoed there, Kev, it as Jürgen said, it's more than a club. Where it's he deserves everything, as Kev's just alluded, quite rightfully so. I was made up. It was his final goodbye. Just last night, I think it was announced that he will be an ambassador for Liverpool, rightly so. Obviously, playing a big part still in the charity for obviously the LFC Foundation, which is very pivotal. And obviously the great work he's already previously done anyway, and he will continue to do that. But tonight's show, as you can see, from obviously the title and the thumbnail, little keep, sell, and loan edition, Kev. We've put it in brackets for the next season, but we'll try and kind of combine it with obviously in terms of Arne Slot's Liverpool Revolution, Kev. Looking forward to this. There will be a lot of debate between us. Chat, you'll have obviously a say as well, but if me and Kev can't decide on a player, obviously chat user have the final say.
Really has to go on. Really has to go on what we think Arne Slot's formations are going to be. Is he going to come in with multiple, or is he going to come in with like trying to just continue on with what Klopp is? I don't want him to go. Well, it's hard, it's so hard, Jack. Like the job for Arne Slot is so hard. Like even when I'm sitting here, and me and we can think tactics. Me and we can think, positional sense for each player and stuff like that. But then you have a new manager coming in. If he sticks with the Klopp way and it doesn't work, they won't blame Klopp, they'll blame Slot.
Yeah.
Because Klopp's gone, so if he's going to try and ease it in, but he's got a whole summer. Come on, it's like the 1st of June. He's going to have him back 5 weeks later, and probably around the 7th of July for maybe 3 days before the 7th. Like they were saying that Arne Slot's bringing back everybody early and stuff. It's not early because Liverpool always play their first pre-season game around the 7th or the 8th of July. So it's not early to just do this to make it dramatic and to sell links and stuff like that. Arne Slot has his tactics. He's going to look at the players that he needs. But I think what you have to realise here, it's got nothing to do with Arne Slot. It's got to do with Edwards and Hughes and co. They've already seen what doesn't work and what does work. And they've already put it against the tactics of the manager that's going to come in. So if Arne Slot's coming in, they've already studied. Like Edwards is the key he's the guy that studies everything, right? So he's the guy that's going to say Arne Slot works like this. I think this player is going to suit Arne Slot. Even when Klopp is here for the last 4 months, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what players are in the squad. It doesn't matter. It's going to be what suits Arne Slot. And so for me, I think it's just going to go with maybe can we get a couple of your players in that suited your style and see if they can step up to the next level. But also, we've 190 quid, 190 quid. We've 190 million.
I think we might have
30, about 30 million and all of that we can probably put into a kitty. We're not going to be. You have to look at the outset that Liverpool want to develop the Kop stand and the Kenny Dalglish stand, but you didn't realise that they have to do it at the same time because of the design of the stadium. So it has to be built around and looping up. So now they're looking at to get that extra step up. They're looking at these bus tram situations that are going to happen. And once they bring in these bus tram situations,
that'll be done.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's going to come from Liverpool Airport to the city to Anfield. More than likely, it's going to do the new Goodison Park or whatever. What's it called? I forget what it's going to be called. I don't know. It's the place where no trophies are ever going to see anyway.
Sorry, the ball.
It's going to be big and new, but just not shiny.
A big car, that's what it's going to be.
That's what it's going to be.
Rattle through all these, Kev, as well.
Yeah. Walk away with.
Big up there, Matthias. Did you know that Liverpool are the team that got the most major bar? No surprise there,
Oh yeah, it was easy.
Ridiculous. I guess which ref made the most VAR errors?
Kearney, maybe.
Aye, as he said there, errors. Yeah. If you haven't checked out a good interview with Clattenburg,
Sorry, I can't see that without my glasses.
Oh, sorry. Get your glasses on before.
Nah, I don't need that. No, I can't. I have to squeeze it out. So they can't see. I'm guessing, and it's a good thing that I don't see what the chat says sometimes, unless I like squeeze it over, because then it looks like I'm cheating.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a good interview out there anyway of Mark Clattenburg, and it was interesting to see from a human perspective really as well. I think we are in the world of very much the footballing realms of fandom really, that it's sometimes it does get lost that they are human, but I think sometimes a bit of accountability from the referees wouldn't go amiss. But it's go and check it out. Obviously, I think it was
Jack, I said to you 2 days ago, I have a list of the amount of VAR errors that cost us a title this season. If the VAR errors, not VAR against us or VAR right calls, VAR errors went our way, we would have won the league.
Yeah, 100%, man.
City had 0, Arsenal had 2, and it still wouldn't have cost them. It was their losses. It would have brought them up to a draw. We still would have won the league. That's nuts, man. Paul, how are you?
All right. Big up Paul as well, lads. How are we? K-Mac, yes. Bramley Dock, yeah, 100%. It used to be the old school Liverpool like dance scene as well, like Central.
I was watching K-Mac on what's his name? What's his name's channel 2 nights ago? Sorry, lads, I'm on the wine. Jamie. Jesus. And
that's right. You can tell Kev's on the wine.
I know Jamie better than K-Mac. That's why.
There we go.
So, but it's no. I was watching it, and the lads were talking a lot of sense, and there was a lot brought up in the channel. That was some significant reasons why some things weren't happening and some things were happening. But it was a good watch. I sat there, like, I don't watch channels for 2.5 hours straight, but I enjoyed the show the other night. And it was like even when the boys popped off, I was still there like for 3 hours later. So it was a good show.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we'll be here all night. So we gotta go as quickly as we possibly can, because we'll be here till bloody Friday.
I'm just trying to float over this.
Anyway. Kev's on a civil ramble anyway, as we know. But as K-Max alluded to there, some of them have already gone. But we'll go with the main ones really as well, chat. The main key players as well. And so who do you want to start with, Kev? Well, first we'll get to Charlie's comments. Ever since the refs, chat, we'll do another show for another night anyway, but the refs are the refs anyway. But big up there.
There's something going on there. I absolutely did, K-Mac. I enjoyed it. Even when the other lad popped off, you guys were still killing it.
Yeah. So, what do you want to start with, really? The players that we
just go in the line, I suppose, Jack.
Go with Ali, of course.
Yeah, he's keeping.
We are keeping.
Happy,
of course.
Maka.
Go with the obvious
player of the season for me.
Keep. So we'll go with the keep ones, chat. Let me know. Chat, get your keeps in. Type a list of players that you want to keep as well. Robbo, is he on your keep list, Kev?
I keep him, yeah. Jesus, man, yeah. Like, he knows the team inside now, regardless of his drop off this season. I keep him simply because, he's been our best left back since, Jesus.
John
John Reese is still... he still did his thing.
Miles behind Robbo in terms of quality, but
yeah.
Even before that time, then, Kev, I was going to say before.
Yeah, going back to 1984 to be honest.
1905.
I'm 42 years of age. I can get to go back that far. And Mo Salah you keep, regardless of the money that you can make for him. He might have dropped off this season, but you have to understand the inverted role from Trent has absolutely destroyed Mo Salah's game, destroyed it, and Harvey Elliott being in front of him doesn't help either. Normally you'd want somebody that's tucking even further inside and stay away from the wings. You'd want Trent. Once you tuck the other person inside, that's just ahead of Trent. Like, Bradley could have done a better job, I suppose, being there. But like, Elliott's been great and all of that, but they need to be. For me, he's more of a number 10 or a full out and out edge of the box winger than further out or further at the edge. It's weird. Elliott's he's such a good player and a talented player, and I'd never give him away. But he's been.
He's one of probably the most exciting, I'd say.
Yeah, he's a breath of fresh air when it comes to certain positions. Yeah, he is.
I think not that it will impede him really, but it's a great point you raised there, Kev, in terms of just trying to get the best out of him. I think he's a player. He's not like he's a out and out right back. He can play right wing, can play cam, he can play central midfield.
He can.
As well.
You need that versatility. That's my whole point.
But sometimes do you reckon that can hinder players in certain elements as well?
It can hinder how the team plays, not how players play. Because I mean, Harvey Elliott can't, turn around and say, or people can't turn around and say, because Harvey Elliott's able to play multiple positions that he's crap compared to Szoboszlai or whatever. Szoboszlai can only play maybe two positions on that side, but he's not as versatile. But he's probably better defensively than what Harvey Elliott is. So it all comes down to what you want to. I would love to see Harvey Elliott develop in that number 10 role under an Arne slot, but then you also have Carvalho coming in there. You have Szoboszlai that can play that role. It all depends. There's a lot happening this summer. That's just, it's more scary and exciting than it is mundane and just rhetorical. There's a lot. I know, Kim, I know you say Jones keep. I don't know if the club will keep him for
that is one of the biggest names.
That's the biggest question of the summer. He's a scout out and out. I'd want to keep him because he gets the club, 100%. I would keep him over Gravenberg, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That would be my call, because Gravenberg is probably one of the most exciting left-sided midfielders of a left attacking midfield side that you would see. But I would keep Jones over him simply because he just gets the club. And he's not just doing a job. So, yeah.
Chat, we'll do a poll on Jones. I think me and we'd say both keep him, but I want to get your thoughts, chat. I'll get that in a little second. Kev, obviously there's probably some players that are standing straight out. We'll just quickly rattle through the players that we're going to keep anyway, as well, chat. Big up there, Charlie, as well. Yeah, we'll get to obviously the players that we are potentially might be losing as well. But big up there, K-Mac. We'll come back to obviously Curtis Jones. One player that particularly has flown under there is Yaros on loan. A strong Graz. He's won the double this season, both cup and the league. Should be contention for our team as well. Big up there, Matthias.
Yeah, it's a good outside shout. It is. So, but it all depends who's he going to replace. Is the thing, because you're looking at that type of, you're looking at a position that's probably least needed outside the one that is needed more. So we're looking at more of like a defensive kind of side more than a half defensive side. And so
the goalkeeper, if I'm correct.
Which one?
Matthias, is he a goalkeeper? If it's the Jaros, I think we got
he said Vetra Yaros, so
let's fellas back in that one now anyway. Is Naby Keita gone? Bro, I think he's still injured. I think we might be still paying for him as well.
Wait, I want to find out about the Yaros. Is he on is the Yaros he's on about the goalkeeper one, or is he on about the, just so I know what I'm
yeah.
Okay, so he's the goalkeeper, because Keller's gone, Adrian's gone. Sorry, man, I thought you were on about. Yeah, I thought he was on about Vetros. So because there's a few Yaroses out there. There's like 3 Yaroses out there. So yeah.
100% now. Briggs, how are we, lads? Evening, the gang.
My bad.
Liverpool last night for the all good, man. All good. Liverpool last night for Klopp's evening. Brilliant. Nice. Happy days there, Wiggs. Made up you enjoyed it. Made up the people that did go. That did enjoy it. As Kev said at the top of the show, mate, if you missed it, obviously waxing lyrical quietly so about all of Jurgen Klopp. But sadly, there's people that are whinging, and it's like Klopp said last night.
What are you whinging for?
Just because it didn't get shown, around the world.
You pay the money to go doing it.
It's a ticketed event.
It's a ticketed event. It's going to get shown in about 3 weeks' time. Relax.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's you pay for the exclusivity of having it at the night, and then you make the money back. Lads, if you don't understand economy, I can't teach it to you. It's simple as
just don't draw.
It's just simple it's just sorry, no, it's my cleavage.
Do whatever for free.
Look, cleavage. I'll sell that, will I? There you go. Look, Klopp, people paid for that. I can't. You know, it's there was tickets given for the front like 3 to 4 areas that were there, and the rest of it was sold to fans that want to say a proper goodbye. You know, you can only do so much in a stadium that only holds, what is it, 60,000 now, 61,000 now, and you have millions of fans all over the world that want to say goodbye to Klopp. He's going to do that event there. There's probably going to be an event in Thailand that we won't even know about, that they're going to ask Klopp to appear in. And there's going to be one in Australia that we don't even know about that he's going to appear in. There's going to be an event that's in the US that's going to be there. He's going to go there's in Spain where he's living now. It's going to be this. It's lads, we just know what's going to happen in Liverpool. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. He's an ambassador as well, Kevin.
Yeah, massive.
If you haven't noticed, for some of our members, that's what ambassadors do. If you're an ambassador of any company, you go around the world, as Kev said, and you visit all these exotic places, and you get a bit of dough in your back pocket as well.
It's like Ian Rush comes off the Cork, and then he goes up for a show in the middle of, where I live and where I grew up, and then steals me mate's missus, and then fucks off. And now they're still together.
Yeah. He's allowed that though, Kevin.
He's allowed. He's a legend. I don't care. He's a legend.
100%. Janice has been good the season before that too as well. Didn't see the interview with Kelly. Kelly confirmed he wants to be number 1 at Liverpool or something else. Matthias, obviously, we'll get to Kelly. Hang on. Oh, that's one of the names. Yeah, for some reason.
He's been saying he wants to leave. Not that he wants to leave. He just wants to be number 1. And unless Ali leaves, I probably wouldn't be selling Kelleher until the first game of the season, because I want to make sure that he's still here if Ali decides not to change his mind with Klopp going. Because at the moment, I have a fear about Ali leaving. I have a massive fear about Ali leaving. I really do. He loves the club and he gets it.
Did you see my video yesterday, miss?
No.
Obviously we spoke about that, but it's going to be one of them. I think there's no way. It comes down to him, no, Kev, Ali.
Yeah.
It's
like he's done whatever he needs to do for Liverpool football. If he stays on, he's the greatest goalkeeper we've ever had, regardless of seasons and titles won. Because Clements was phenomenal, and Grobler was great until he turned into a backpacker. But at the same time, for me, Ali is the greatest physical goalkeeper we've ever had. Clements had great hands and whatever, but Ali has saved us so much in scenarios that we couldn't even you wouldn't do that in graphics on the screen playing Football Manager, where the ball goes scoutways and then it just hits the player's hand from left, from the corner flag. It's nuts. Ali's done that. Grav is linked with AC Milan. Susan wants him as a marquee saying Leo is moving. I take Leo though. I love Leo.
I think it was one of the Saudi clubs, being the Saudi.
Yeah,
I'd be getting him as well.
Leo could be a good backup for anybody. Just Gravenberg is not doing enough for me unless he's going to be central. I'd rather Harvey Elliott because he's got a great left foot coming from that right hand side. I don't know.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot. Sobo and Gakpo to stay for Zayn. That's what I was saying there, Kev. Apologies, chat. I think I might have missed. Oh, I didn't create this. I just found it on, obviously, tier maker, but they somehow forgot, unless I'm being blind. There's no Kelly there. There's no on that list. Sorry, chat.
He's in the middle. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in from the top.
Sorry,
there you go.
There we go.
So he's going to probably be sold.
Yeah. Chat, are we all on the agreements? I think we all are. Potentially, he's going to be one of those players that
I wouldn't sell him until the dire last seconds of the window. Yeah. Because we want to know what Ali's doing, really. Yeah. We don't want to be left with no goalkeeper. We don't want to be left with Adrian.
And I haven't made this section.
And I was Adrian's biggest fan when he was at West Ham, and he was saving him throughout the season from going down. And I was just like, Adrian, he could just make phenomenal saves out of nowhere. He can make penalty saves. He's great because he's better than Mignolet. Let's get him. Let's get that guy. And he probably would have been better than Mignolet because Mignolet couldn't save near post. But Ali has just been, ridiculous.
Yeah, shout out to Mignolet. I think he's won 4 or 5 league titles.
Yes.
Which isn't.
It's not hard in Belgium. I'd win 4 or 5 league titles in Belgium. Come on.
It was Boss Paul. There we go. Happy days, mate. Happy days. Big up there, LJ. Good to see you in here, mate. And LJ's went with Robbo. He wouldn't keep Robbo. LJ, elaborate on that, please, lad. I want to get your thoughts, and we all want to know your thoughts.
I can see what he's going by because he's dropped off immensely in the last season or so, but he's been injured a lot. I would like Robert to stay in the team simply for his experience as pretty much the new Milner in that kind of role. Gomez could probably do the same because, you know, I don't know how old Gomez is, but he's never really had like ongoing injury issues. He's had like major like breaking of legs or something like that. That can be healed. He's never had like a repetitive injury. It's always been like new injuries that have been like pretty bad. But like for me, Robbo's been at immense first. You've seen glimpses of the proper Robbo back, at least 6 games out of when he came back. But even in those 6 games, maybe 2 of them he completely dropped off near the end of it. So it's hard to tell. But Robbo, I wouldn't get rid of him just yet. He's not gone to like the bad level of where Fabinho completely dropped off and where Henderson completely dropped off, you know, and Naby Keita and all those boys weren't available. They were just useless to us. And even Thiago. Like, nobody even speaks about, like, we know how good Thiago is.
Don't get me started on it.
But how useless was he last season? He came on in the Arsenal game, right? And I watched him on in the Arsenal game, and he caused the trouble for Van Dijk with giving away the ball and doing that. He caused the issues that were there. And nobody says that because they want him to be, oh, we spent 20 million on a legend and we got one 17 game period out of him in like 4 seasons. There's not much I can say about it. He came at the same time as Jota, and Jota's made and he's been really injury prone, and he's made far more of an impact than Thiago. You know, it's massive. Yeah. It's massive.
Will be interesting, lad. There's plenty of comments. He's all bloody smashing it tonight, so appreciate everyone for dropping your comments in. As Anne said, David Moyes shithouse foxes. Don't tell me he's going to be the new Leicester manager, and like it'll be a good appointment.
David Moyes shithouse foxes.
Yeah, Lewis Koumas was named for his first international for Wales. Massive talent and a top scorer at 321 second season in a row.
Don't quote me on this, but I think Graham Potter could be up for the Leicester job.
Yeah, that sounds.
I think that's a perfect shout for them. I think it's a team that's coming into the Premier League. I think it's a team that he can rebuild. I think the money is there a bit. And I think that Graham Potter could do it easily. I think he'd be given a couple of seasons, like most managers there. You know, Pearson and Ranieri and all them before him. I think it easily could be. Did you just put a level of Adrian on its own?
This wasn't me.
I didn't even see that.
It's
just Adrian on his own. He's just out there.
No, this is on obviously tier maker. I did not create this tier. I just clicked on it.
That's brilliant.
So
do you know, that's the only thing I can think of, because what do you do with Adrian? You just give him another contract. He's like Scott Carson. 17 trophies and 2 games. I don't understand. Yeah.
What I don't get is why he wasn't given a plaque as well at the end of this season. Like a goodbye
for leaving.
Like something.
He's staying.
Mind is saying.
No, it just means that Klopp wasn't getting rid of him. So Klopp didn't want to get rid of him because he appreciated his loyalty. Arne could come in like 5 minutes and just say, "You're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone." Yeah. I think he's going to come in and say a lot of that to everybody else. You have to understand that Arne came into Feyenoord, right? As we might place Feyenoord as being outside the Premier League. I mean, a small team, but they're not in Germany, or they're not in Holland, sorry, and they're not to the rest of the world or Europe. They have money, and they can do it. So he came in and made 17 signings and won the league twice. You know, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Exactly what he can do. And Slot is ruthless if he doesn't think. I think Simicast is going to be sold. I agree. I agree there, yeah.
To Costas there. Who was that?
I think he should be gone, yeah.
Yeah, so Costas will put on the list. Ibu, won't get to him because there's a little bit of a debate here. So
injury prone. So, the new Matip, third place choice.
So it'll be gone. Well, would you say, Nat Phillips?
I think so this time, this window. We can't guess. It's like the Nat Phillips bingo. I don't know what's going to.
Like every single season that's gone by, it's like, oh, we'll just sell them. But
he's gone. Same with Joe Gomez. Imagine Joe Gomez scores before Nat Phillips. That's going to be nuts.
They'll be absolutely.
That'll be fucking nuts. That'll be nuts.
So Curtis Jones, Kev, what did you say before? I'm keeping him at the club
because of being Scouse and because of his potential. But
rattled the whole fan base by saying because he's Scouse. Have you got another reason other than Scouse, or
he's been injured for the last 2 seasons? I don't know what else is going to keep him here.
I love him.
I've come to a point where Jack. I know how many shows we've done over the last couple of years, right? But I've always said I'm not loyal to players anymore because it's come to a point where that elite side is gone now for Liverpool, and that Klopp elite side is gone. He knows himself. That's why he left. He can only paste in the cracks as much as he possibly can. And Curtis Jones is a good dude off the bench.
Yeah.
And a great Scouse lad and a great player when he has the ball at his feet. But he's been so negative for me this season, going backwards. He's lost that confidence and bravado that would like dance him around players, and he wouldn't care less if he lost the ball, but he would get it back. But most of the time he would keep a hold of the ball. This time he's just been so controlled. And maybe that's a measure from Klopp and a controlling measure from Klopp. But he's gone too far backwards for me. He could be sold. I'd like to keep him because he's Scouse and he gets the team.
It's not even that.
But then
he is a good player. He is a very good player. But at the age of he is now, 22, I'd still say
keep him.
I'd say he's got one more season in him. Chat. Let me know your thoughts on
did you say keep Gravenberch?
Yeah. Would you sell him?
I don't know.
There's no way if
you're keeping Curtis Jones to cover McAllister, remember he's covering McAllister. Would you?
Gravenberch can play on the left and the right in midfield as well.
Well, if he can, but Gravenberch is just not done what Curtis Jones done over the last few years. And I don't think Gravenberch gets the allowance.
Would that not
unless he has a Dutch manager coming in, maybe?
Would that not? Should that be the fault of Jurgen Klopp not being able to utilize the best?
Maybe
of Gravenberch's quality.
Maybe, but we're going to switch to a 4-2-3-1. Then we're going to go to 4-2-2 or 4-4-2 defensive and 4-3-3 defensive. So
I think it's not just a case of just being Dutch as a manager. I think if there's one person in world football that certainly knows how to get the best out of Ryan Gravenberch, it's Arne Slot coming in.
Maybe
for what he done.
I hope to see that, but if that's the case, then it's nail in the coffin for Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
And would you rather see nail in the coffin for a Scouser or just not care about a dude that maybe did great at Ajax, could have had potential at Bayern, and then could move on to somebody else and have a great career in the Portuguese league or something? I
think wait there, Kev. Chas, I'd agree with Chas.
No, it's too soon for Gravenberch. I get it, Red Machine. I get it. It's too soon for Gravenberch to go. I do, but I don't see it yet, and I don't see how we sell a Scouser outside. Like only Steven Gerrard as a Scouser could force his way out of his club.
This is what does my head in, like with a second fan base. It's like it was Wijnaldum years ago. It's gonna be Jones, has been Jones, and will continue to be Jones.
He's not Wijnaldum though. Wijnaldum was much more influential, much more.
But in terms of how the negativity gets pressed on their own shoulders, really, like there's already enough pressure for any footballer to come into Liverpool. But the fact that he's a local lad, and I think certainly he's got all the attributes. The way the barometer I measured it as well, Chas and Kev, you look at a play, you go, right, how would their perspective be viewed outside of the football club? If Curtis Jones was playing for anyone outside the top 5 in the Premier League or in Europe,
first teamer,
and you could see his qualities as well, everyone would be waxing lyrical and be going, "Oh, can we go?"
I just want to see a full, like we've seen how good Curtis Jones can be when he wasn't injured. And the minute he picked up that injury, he was gone again. Yeah. So I want to give him the same leeway. This is why I'm saying that Gravenberch hasn't been injured, but he hasn't broken into the team yet. And he's been here since the last 6 months. Gakpo came into the team straight away. Scored, he's not done the same thing that Gravenberch has done, or Gravenberch has not done the same thing that Gakpo has done. And I rated Gravenberch. Like I like Gravenberch when he was at Ajax. I was like, how is he not getting a game at Bayern? This guy's a great player. He's influential. He's doing well, but you can see he's pretty much 3-dimensional. He's got like 3 different ways that he plays, and then that's it. But it's kind of easily they're pretty much the same thing if it's left, right, or center. So I'm saying he's on a tightrope.
Yeah,
and he's only just arrived, to be honest with you. So, but this is why I would keep Curtis Jones, because he's more intelligent as a Liverpool midfielder than Gravenberch would choose to be. That's the only way I can say. Yeah.
In terms of going on to the next one as well, chat. So Gakpo, easy keep, going nowhere, especially on the Arne slot. Szoboszlai
he's only just in the door. He's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Apologies, chat. For some reason, bizarre reason, this tier maker, whoever created it, didn't do a release section. But in terms of plays that are going, we'll say
they're going the Adrian section.
Yeah,
the Adrian section is the release section.
So for anyone just tuning in, we're not putting Matip on the same level as Adrian. But so Dan,
he's legend here.
So I'd say lone Dan's, Kev. Chat, what are we saying?
Nah, I'd keep him in the squad, man. He's a goal scorer, man. He's a hungry. He is. If you want to talk about Jones coming into the squad and making his place that way, Dan's is confident enough to be there. I think Dan's is more confident in front of goal than Nunez is. And that's the only way I can say. I don't care how much Nunez costs. He is more confident in front of goal than Nunez is. And I love Nunez. I keep him on the bench.
Yeah, I'd say keep. And that probably ties into what we'll speak about another player in a little second as well. That certainly drives a lot of debate as well. So, chat, would you keep Jayden Danns? I would. I'd agree with Kev, what he just said there. As Paul said, keep him. He's mustard as well.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Trying to think. Gomez going nowhere.
Yeah, you think so? I think he's gone, Jack.
Really?
I think Arne Slot's going to come in. Gomez has been there as long as Klopp has been there. I think the only reason that Gomez is still there is because Klopp came in 9 years ago. Gomez was in for 3 years, became what's his name is Van Dijk's right hand man, and then didn't do much. And a couple of big injuries kept Klopp's faith in him. But I think as utilizing as Gomez has been this season, he's been phenomenal. With regards Milner and stuff, that could save his arse. But for me, I think judged on his last previous seasons and major injuries, I think Slot would just say, I can make money off this guy, get rid of him, and I can bring in my own guys from Feyenoord.
Yeah, it is true. Chat, let us know your thoughts on obviously Joe Gomez. I think the one thing we've got to think about it as well, Kevin, he's just said there, you need to create funds. There might be 1 or 2 players or 3 players in this list, and you go bloody hell. But as Kev's alluded to there, in terms of Arne Slot, what he done when he come into Feyenoord, a whole sale change.
Ruthless.
Yeah, so it's
David Hanko is who I said to you, Jack, for ages with Feyenoord. Well, he's gone to Feyenoord in the previous year, but even before he was at Feyenoord, I said bring in David Hanko because he can play left centre back, left back, centre defensive midfielder, and he can play sweeper. So I'm just like, you bring this dude in, he's gonna cover everything, and he's both legs but predominantly left, and he's at Feyenoord under Slot, and he won the league with him twice. Yeah. So that for me, I think him, Gertrude should be given a chance. I think you can get them all under 60 mil. Bring them all in, replace them with the average that we have in the team, which are probably thinking that they're on the way out anyway, and do it that way. Did you put Musilowski? Is he going to go?
I think he's gone. Well, I think he's already.
He wanted to go, but I think maybe under a new manager because he's a phenomenal player. But it's just I would keep an academy and just promote.
Do you reckon? Oh, we'll put him there anyway. So
he could go, but I'm just saying at the moment, for me, personal choice, I would keep him in the academy. He's really good, man. He's really good.
Oh, this is where it's going to be difficult. So, chat. Actually, I'll quickly put that in the thingy. we'll do a little. So we'll come back to chat. We'll do a poll in the chat here. So obviously, you get the
Choice.
say on that. Yeah, because I think I agree with Kev, but
Paul said it straight away.
Yeah, can I?
When you look at the squad like this, it seems that there's a lot of dead wood floating around. There is. When you look at it,
that's the thing.
Not untalented players, just dead wood that are not going to suit a title challenge next season. It's just it's a redevelopment, and if we're supposed to be, I wouldn't put Gomez. Well, I would put Gomez in the cell. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if it was,
people would tune in and be like, "Oh, it's a bit harsh," but you need to try. I'd agree with you mentioned there before, Kev. It's coming off the back of his probably most successful season over the last 2 years. He's played the most amount of games. Like now is
sell him.
Like in any business, you sell your shares when you
stop. It's either you keep Joe Gomez or you sell Curtis Jones, who's been there longer.
Yeah, so.
Gomez, he's going to go. You know, so.
Bobby Clark loan.
I would loan him. Yeah. I think when Slot comes in, he's not going to look at youth development as much until he's settled in here. Like Klopp, really. I mean, Klopp didn't bring much youth players into his team until like the second season or so. So he'll want to settle in and just get his bearings first and bring in the right type of players that might work, but that he could see that there's players there and waiting. I would put Clark on loan or keep him for the cup run.
Yeah. Let's say. Oh yeah, as was it Matthias said there? Force it was. Yeah, he's out of contract in the summer as well. That's what.
Oh, is he? Yeah. So if he's not given a contract, he's Adrian mode. Yeah, he's not selling. Yeah.
I'd agree though there, Kev, as well. Chat. It's going to be. We'll go to in terms of the loans now. Obviously Ibu keeping. But I think he's got a big 12 months, similar with.
I think Ibu's gone next summer if he's not the constant centre back this year. He's gone next summer. Yeah, 100%.
We'll go with we'll Diaz, Lucho Diaz. Kev, keep, sell or loan.
I'd keep him for the fact that we're going to change formation this season and see what happens under Arne Slot. But I think a lot of people want to cash in him because I think we can get 80 to 90 million for him off Barcelona if they want him. Like we spent 45 million. There's no way Liverpool will let him go for less than 80 million. No way. So if people think he's going to be sold that easily, he's a gifted player, but he's just not that creative in the formation that we have because he's limited. You put him in this almost floating centre. You give him the floating role, almost like Bobby Firmino, and I think he'll thrive.
Yeah, I'd keep him as well, mate.
I as a choice, I'd keep him, but he could be sold. Yeah,
that's the one where I think in terms of the squad as well, though, chat as well. As Wiggs has said, he'd sell Gomez whilst he's fit and in form.
Yeah, absolutely.
More or less what Kev said.
I'd be the same. It's not going to make much of a difference to the squad.
So
it's not like as good as he's been this season. It's not going to change the squad whatsoever. We're still going to have our same goals and our same tactics, and Joe Gomez won't see much football. So
that's the thing. If it's off the back of, fair enough if we won the league this season, but we haven't. We finished.
We can get Solanke money for Gomez right now. That's the point.
No, more than that. More than
35 million. You think?
Especially if he goes into the World Cup as well.
Yeah.
Like if he goes into the World Cup, not the World Cup.
We'll get 35 million for Joe Gomez, plus the sell-on class.
I think we need to get 40, 50 million for Joe Gomez.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that, Jack. I'll be honest. But obviously, eventually, I think we can get to 40 or 50 million, but I think that it will sell with an initial fee of 35. He'll go on and win the French league or the Portuguese league with somebody or something. Oh, you go to Celtic and win the Scottish league and we get 15 million. You know, it's these kind of scenarios, you know? Yeah.
As Zane, I'm putting Diaz in the sell because if an offer comes in for him, he's on borrowed time for me.
Yeah, you're right.
Season. If we keep him, I'd agree. Zane. I think
I just think we'll see 80 million from next season because he could score 17 goals this season coming up.
Especially
by marking that 17 goals and about 12 assists. Yeah. And then it'll be great, but his dad will still be touting him to Barcelona and it'll still be a Philip Coutinho situation. Because I understand with Philip Coutinho's situation that no matter how much when we brought him in from Inter Milan, they were always touting Barcelona or Spain, and there was always talk every season about him loving Spain and loving this and that. It's the same with Luis Diaz. These players are always going to tout this. We just have to sell him at the right time and get the peak, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, 100% more. Bajcetic, I forgot about this lad. Yeah. Keep him 100%. Yeah, keep hold of him. The big ones. So I'd agree, chat. Ramsey, this lad annoys me. Probably annoys everyone and even himself. Injuries again. I'd say. Would you say loan?
I think he'll go back on loan. Yeah, I think he'll be tested for 6 months on loan, and then he'll be brought back into the squad. And if he works, then he works.
Bendo, loan. Thing is,
again, yeah.
With a loan, I want him to go to some high-tier Premier League. Not high-tier, but like a mid-tier
Championship or Championship. I think Championship teaches him well, properly. Yeah. So lower tier Premier League is not going to teach him as much as what a Championship team will do. Look at Harvey Elliott, he learned that with the Blackburn.
Yeah, 100%. Jota.
Oh my God, this is my scenario with Jota. Jota's our best finisher. By a country mile, he's our best finisher. Too injury prone. Newcastle are interested in him. If we got £70 million, not euros, for Jota, I'd take it and invest it in. Or do a deal with Isak. If we were going to go, we'd have to make our interest known to Isak. And to say that we're going to get Isak.
I don't want
to say, why?
Would you say? I'd say, would you class him as injury prone now as well, though?
No, he's had a couple of injuries that are bad ones that don't suit. It's the tactics of it. Anyhow, he doesn't have like a long-term knee injury and calf injury. He's got like the odd ankle twist or the odd like kick through him. Like 4 of his injuries this season have been people that kick through him. So that's it's got to be that. Maybe that's an injury-prone scenario, but if you can get like Isak for 25 million and Jota goes the other way, you're laughing. Because I think Isak will score you a lot of goals. I don't know. It's tough. I would rather have both of them in the team and at the moment, with how it stands, move Nunes on or I'd move Gakpo on because he's the least amount of goal.
I'm never getting rid of Gakpo.
I know he's a great player, lad. I know, but you have to look at the contributions between Nunes and Gakpo, and Nunes shits all over him with the assists and the goals. He destroys him like 4-1. So it's hard. It's a hard scenario up front, man. I would want to keep. I would keep, but I would sell at the last instance the same way I would sell.
What I'm doing there as well.
I don't want to sell Ellie.
I'm keeping. If that's the case, I'm doing that then.
Well, you could do that, yeah. True.
Would you keep both, Kev?
I would try Diaz for the first 6 months in the number 10 role and see how he gets on. I don't think he's going to suit the left side. He never ever goes to the byline. He links up well with the players, but he never goes to the byline. I would put him in number 10, or I would get 80 million from him and sell him to Barca. Because we bought him for 45, remember? So we need to make at least just nearly double back that. And I think Barca would pay the 80 million from him. So maybe that's a good time to sell him to Barca.
I'd agree, man. As Zane said there, I think
Zane's right. Yeah, no, Zane's right. This is where we're dropping them up and down the list, Zane. You see, so we put them in and say this is what we want right now, but then we're thinking, oh, who do we keep and who goes and who doesn't go, and then this is what
I know people are tuning in, going, "Why the f have you got Gomez in the cell?" But you've got to think about it. You've got to generate revenue.
2012, man.
He's been here for so long. He's
he has his
career at Liverpool's been ravaged with injury, and it's only this last 12 months where he's had a good spell. I love the lads. He's the most versatile.
He was almost here with Luis Garcia, but you know what I mean? He was here with Lucas Leiva. When did he leave? That'll tell you. Nathaniel Stein.
No.
He was here with Steven Gerrard, and Steven Gerrard left before Klopp.
So.
This is how far back we're going, lads.
Right. Carvalho.
Oh no! At the moment, keep him in the academy because you don't know what a number 10 is going to do for an Arne Slot side. Because he's a really good number 10.
There's no way you
He's
can put him in the academy. Like he's got to be.
But just keep him there. Yeah. Try him.
What are you doing in terms of in relation to Carvalho?
I wouldn't loan him again. If it's under Arne Slot and he's going 4-2-3-1, Carvalho has to be in the equation. I think Carvalho could be the Gravenberg killer, or even the Elliott killer. That's how good they are. Like you remember the position that Carvalho played in Fulham, and you remember the limitations that were left on Elliott, but we saw potential there. That's what Carvalho is. That guy. He could be good. Yeah, he can be good. Whether he's that good, we won't know. But I wouldn't get rid of him just yet. I think Carvalho, and we're going to get into Darwin Núñez in a minute. I think Carvalho and Darwin Núñez are going to be different. I think it's going to be a Firmino I think a Firmino situation for both of them, where they were shocking under Brendan Rodgers and then they appeared out of nowhere under Klopp. I think it's just Klopp saw the potential in the players, and all of a sudden they're going to be phenomenal in Arne Slot.
It will be exciting though, as you said, playing with an out-and-out 10 now, by the looks of it, going to the next couple of seasons. Elliott will thrive, even Gakpo, I think, even in that central attacking midfield role as well. And
I agree with Matthias with saying Doak is good. He's not too good to go on loan. He can still go on loan, but he had a massive drop off halfway through the season, even before his injury. That you have to keep an eye on that too. These telltale signs. It has to be consistent for these players to get in the side. The only reason that Elliott got in the side is because he can consistently hold the ball and create possessional play, and that's what Klopp loved about him. Outside his creativity, like remember we think of Javier as a guy that zooms back, but he got back defensively. He held out defensively. He was the guy that intertwined and intercepted balls in the middle and moved the play on. He helped out Endo a lot as well. So
yeah, it will be interesting. Barca cannot finance. Yeah, they are finished. They're finished with the minute.
Yeah, but they'll still get money in. They'll still get fake money in to buy players. Yeah, so they've done it for years.
I'd keep Carvalho. He needs a chance, and if not, he's with another club as well. So, keep him. There's people raging probably the fact that we're keeping. Well, I think in the Arne Slot system, of course.
Some players are done, Jack. As much as we love him, like Robbo could be done next season.
Yeah.
I love it. Robbo has been my favorite player since he came in.
Yeah,
Robbo could be done next season. Like if he hasn't got the lung capacity, he hasn't got the physicality to stay up with the game. Like he will half a player, no problem. But do we want another Ben Chilwell at Liverpool, who's just sliding through players and just does nothing for the rest of the game, only because he can't make it there? I don't want that.
Yeah, as you said, mate, we don't want to be seeing him out of his depth, really. I think there's Aiton Nuri, obviously there's plenty of good.
I would love Aiton Nuri. I would adore Aiton Nuri at Liverpool. I think he's a good attacking midfielder. I think he can tackle at the back. A lot of people don't give him enough credit, but he's performing week in, week out for Wolves. Even if he has a drop-off, we all have mental drop-offs where if you're playing for Wolves and you're thinking that Liverpool's been interested in you after a window and then that happens, for like 6 weeks you could drop off and say, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And then those are drop-offs. You put yourself in a higher level team like Liverpool. I think Tsimikas is in a very lucky position right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he's done it at a league that nobody expected. I think he's been a buy outside of Edwards. And it was just said, why the hell is he even here? And there's a few players like that. Edwards came back into the club and said, I just don't agree with some of the players that have been brought into Liverpool, but I do agree with some great ones. So he said that about Szoboszlai and Maka coming in, and he said that he didn't like it. It didn't suit it didn't suit the setup. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I just snuck in a couple more players there as well. Keep Endo, very good squad player. You need players like Endo.
He's going to be a backup player. Yeah, he's only his first season. He's going to be back.
Kate Gordon as well, loan. I think obviously signed that contract. Obviously just signed that contract 12 months ago anyway.
Yeah, send him to Blackburn. Give him I think we have a good relationship with Blackburn. Do the same thing we did with Harvey Elliott laughing.
Final big one this evening that we'll do tonight. Obviously, we've been going for close to an hour anyway. But the final big one, obviously for tonight chat as well. Obviously, he'll be getting. I think is his contract. No, his contract ending. Let's say get rid of Reece Williams as well.
He's gone, yeah.
McConnell loan.
None.
Actually,
cup player. He's going to be a cup player.
I say, keep on.
Yeah, he's only just been developed this season. I think he's a good player.
I'm just trying to look at that, the overall balance of the squad as well, mate.
I get it. Like, all of us want to say we keep him in the academy, but none of these guys are really academy players anymore.
Do we have to keep either one of Kay Gordon or Ben Doak? I'm just thinking the depth down that right-hand side for Liverpool.
I think Kay Gordon's still gone on loan, but I think he's gone Premier League and Championship this season.
Because when you think about right-hand side of players in that squad, mate, and just Salah, your main
Salah
one.
leaves, we're buying in. We're going Bailey, Diaby from Aston Villa. We're going
It'd be Bakayoko.
Bakayoko, yeah. It'd be Bakayoko for the if you want to go that way, yeah, it could be. Forgetting it. So
it's big up there, lad. Doak Matthias as well. Doak going to the Euros. Big shout out. I was fuming that he got injured. So McConnell, keep hold of him. Right, Nunes, chat the big one. The big one.
Unless he forces his way out, he's staying.
Yeah, he hasn't helped himself with comments in.
He's a child, though. He's a big angry child, and I think he's in the Firmino stage. It's a massive angry child. Just let him get angry and let him score goals. He'll pop up when you least expect it.
It's whether Arne Slot wants that baggage, though, mate. Like, he's coming into a squad that really, and obviously we don't know the data, lads. Obviously, there's a lot of talk in the summer that when we did sign Darwin Núñez, he was a Jurgen Klopp signing, by all accounts.
And no offense to Jurgen, he's been brilliant as a manager, but he's been terrible at scouting.
Yeah, he just
he's been awful at scouting.
So what are you doing, Kev? It will drive debate.
I'd keep him, but you can't sell him for less than 70, 80 million to make your money back.
And there's not many clubs out there that will probably have that type of money, apart from
PSG.
PSG possibly. Real Madrid aren't in the market for another striker. City, they'll be in the conference.
But do they want somebody that they think they can get for like pennies later on when he fails? They won't. PSG will spend the money because they're stupid with their owners.
And as I said on my show last night, Kev, I want to get behind him. I think it will be a case in point of some of these players. It will be a final, not a final 12 months, but a massive 12 months for them. So I'd say keep Kev.
Keep. Yeah, absolutely.
Núñez.
No offense, but he's goal contribution has been up at 32, 33. Like, he's had more goal and assist contributions than Vinicius this season. So you have to keep him. He's a good player. He just needs the right manager to say, you're the number one. You're not in a 4-2-3. You're going to be in a 4-2-3-1. And then he can just make those runs. Because once you're playing a 4-2-3-1, teams tend to fall deeper, which means his runs are going to be phenomenal. So he's on that ball, but he's in a zone where he's just pretty much stupid at the moment because he doesn't really understand that he's making runs this way and that way because he played at Benfica under the same kind of formation, but not on the Klopp.
Yeah, the biggest one as well, chat, going into this window and obviously a couple of windows in the future as well. The biggest one, I think, Salah, whatever does happen, I would personally want him to stay. Hence why I think you'd agree as well, though, Kev. I think if we were to lose him, it'd be extremely difficult to replace his numbers in this Liverpool side. You're not just looking at one player. If Salah was to leave this summer or next, post the end of his... but
if Salah leaves, he's not going anywhere else but the United States or Saudi Arabia, and you're talking 150 million. There's no way I can see what Helio Matthias was saying there about, and Matthias was saying about 55 million. These valuations are off when it comes to a legend like that. Like, Messi was brought in and he's on a contract where he's making like 400,000 a week, and all this kind of stuff. Salah will go to either America if he's been sold outside his contract. Go to America for 250,000 in his first season, which will rise to 500,000 when his contract is bought out. Liverpool will make 120 million pounds easily off him, and they'll save themselves some money in shirt sales, pretty much. But it just keeps them afloat. Like most of these companies in America and most of these companies in, well, not Dubai, but in America, will try and keep themselves afloat with like maybe an earnings of 30 to 40 million. That's it. Like on a Salah, they don't want to make any more but the whole process is in huge money, because he could be on like hundreds of millions over a couple of years, and short sales will be like hundreds of millions anyway. But the death of bringing him in here by buying the player, it's massive. It's just, there's a great balance there. It's super inconsistent when it comes to selling and buying players. But America can do it just for the bravado. But the
it's a thing to play. The value with, as you mentioned, with Salah there.
What was that league called again? What are you?
The MLS.
No, the
Saudi Pro League.
Saudi Pro League. That's what I was thinking of Dubai.
As Charlie said there, the 5 players short of a squad there. We're not buying. Charlie?
We are buying players.
We are buying players.
We are buying players.
With a new manager.
We're 100% buying players. Arne Slot bought 17 players in his first season to win the league with Feyenoord. 17 players.
Yeah.
He's got players that he wants to bring across from Feyenoord. He's got players that are on the market right now. We've also been linked with players that Michael Edwards has been linked with before even Arne Slot was there, and that's your Cooper Miners and all that. That's not like Arne Slot's coming in as a head coach. He's not coming in as a manager. So he's going to ask for players with this. Like, he's already asked for his players that he wants.
He'll tell
that's
them.
Done and dusted. It's done. It's done. So he's not going to come along and like wait for the Euros and all of that kind of stuff and then do it. He's already asked for his players, and then Michael Edwards is going to go with the rest of his team and say, okay, so our data and our analysis tells us that this player won't suit, or maybe this player that you've asked for will suit. So he's probably asked for 3 players, 4 players in each position. This is a massive buy. And then he's going to bring in those ones that suit the team. Yeah. And then Edwards will sign off on it and say, like, I'm the guy that's head of football here now, so I will sign off on this if you're okay to deal with his attitude or to deal with whatever. And it's going to be a balanced approach rather than, Klopp saying to Edwards, I want this guy and this guy. And this guy. Okay, look, you're just like an elongated scout. And when you tell me that my stats or whatever stats are okay, bring him back in. So Klopp is pretty much old school that way. But Arne Slot believes in the process of data and understanding the status of players and where they're lying and trusting the process. So Edwards is going to decide this. And Arne Slot will say, yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
100%. So I'll put Sepp van der Berg, obviously potentially looking at selling them as well. We spoke about that last night on the episode as well. But chat, we'll quickly round off. Anyone just tuning in as well. If you're watching on the repeat, do let us know your thoughts, who you potentially might sell. I think obviously in terms of the keep section, the biggest question marks going to not just this season's transfer window will become January, and obviously come next season's window as well. Obviously will be Darwin Núñez, a massive 12 months for him, as we've already discussed. Mohamed Salah, big. Hopefully, I'd like him to sign a new contract. I think Kev would as well. But in terms of resellability, really, it's really difficult, especially if he doesn't sign that contract. Obviously, Ibu Kanate, we love the lad. He's got a lot of qualities, but if he has, as Kev alluded to before in tonight's episode, if he does get a couple of injuries next season, I think we might potentially look at potentially selling him next season as well. And obviously, we are, as Charlie did allude to, we are a couple of players short, but as we said, Kev just said then, and as we discussed tonight, we will be in the market for a lot of players, and hopefully we can get them all in before the Euro starts. That's the
190 million we just made from reaching the Champions League. Yeah. And another 25 to 30 million pounds we made from winning the Carabao Cup. And our place, there's placements, there's sale value, there's release clauses, there's like Joel Matip has gone on his 180,000 contract a week. You know, it's an extra few million onto the thing. There's loads that's after popping up.
Yeah, sorry there, Kev. Am I loaning Bradley? No, Wiggs. That's what's his name? The Scottish lad.
Ramsey.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What are we doing with the rest of them, Jack? I'd keep him in the academy.
Yeah, Pitaluga. I think he was on loan. That's.
Yeah, I think they're going to be kept in the academy until well, maybe put Pitaluga on loan, but the rest of them are in the academy. I think.
I think there was one or two of these players that have gone. Apologies, chat. Some of them have been released.
Because you can see that, yeah, you can see that if they're making it in the first team on their club, that's why you loan Bobby Clark or you keep him in the team and you maybe loan and keep Ramsey. These guys have always been on the precipice of getting into the team. These guys, the rest of them haven't. They've been on pre-seasons and a couple of Carabao Cup outings and stuff like that. Yeah, so they're not going to do much now if they're not going to do anything. Yeah.
Aye, 100% that. Oh, go Wiggs, get your glasses on, lads. You and Kev, get your glasses on. Well, it's all good as well. We have millions every season, supposedly. We do, Charlie. Thing is,
we spend it, though.
The thing is,
we
don't spend it stupidly. And that's the main thing. Like, you haven't seen Charlie the interview. Well, the videos going around of Klopp's. We do things our way, the Liverpool way. As much as that frustrates me, Kev, all of us sometimes, would be nice to go out and spend an extra 100 million, but we're not gonna impede ourselves. And
I agree with Wiggs. I think a loan deal for Bajcetic to go to a place like Wolves and to get 8 Nori on a cheaper price would be brilliant, because he can also play left back, but he can also play, central defensive midfield. I think it's an ideal scenario for Liverpool, because I would like to see 8 Nori on the left back coming and challenging Robbo, to be honest with you.
100%, 100%. We'll quickly bring that up as well. So in terms of players that we are potentially looking at loaning, as we agreed on tonight, Ramsey, Ben Doak, Gay Gordon, Pitaluga, and Bobby Clark as well. Keeping Ali, keeping Maka, keeping Robbo, Salah, obviously Conor Bradley, Quansah, Elliott, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, Gravenberch, Jones, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Konate, Bajcetic, Jose, Carvalho was a big question mark, but was, as we discussed in that, we explained our reasonings for that as well. Endo, McConnell, and Nunes, Selin, Kelleher, Costas, Nat Phillips, and anybody. That's how much he has played for Liverpool over the last couple of seasons.
When you look at the keeps there, Jack.
Yeah, no, sorry, go ahead, lad.
21 players.
Yeah, so what would we have to do?
I think a couple of them are going to be sold.
So who do you reckon we change there?
21 players, because if Slot's going to come in and do a lot of change, or is he just going to come in and do a soft reset for the first 6 months and then do a big thing in January?
This is why I said
we've done 3 days.
Loan potentially Jaden Dams.
21 players in the keep section. I don't know.
It's going to be difficult. Thing is, you got to combine that with homegrown spots as well.
Yeah, very true.
And that's where it all gets a bit jumbled.
That's why you see that a very, and I'm looking at this with an open eye. I'm not looking at it with a biased eye, because I love him, but I think Jota could be sold.
Yeah.
Because regardless of him being here or being classed as homegrown, I think he could be sold because you can get 70 million from him off Newcastle because they're still interested in him. Or you see Nunes sold.
Yeah.
And
I'd rather sell Nunes than sell
I would.
Jota.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to keep Jota off the bench as well. I don't think Nunes has done enough. But I think for age and injury availability level, I think Jota could be sold. Like similar on the ilk of Thiago had just been released this season, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm using my head instead of my heart.
I do agree myself. Chat, what are we saying and that before we do shoot off? It's the thing, like when you look at it.
I love the dude.
We love both of them, mate. As you said, his goal output for Nunes is phenomenal. His goals and assists. Like if you were to literally get rid of Jota and Nunes, like we'd massively shoot ourselves in the foot, really. Because
I think we're 100% in for your the likes of your Gyökeres or your Jimenez or your Osimhen or your all these. I think the money is there available for these guys, and I think we do need to build up the front line. But the output from the front line has been terrible in comparison to the midfield, and if we had more output from the front line this season, including like when you see Salah being the main goal scorer, how many goals? 20, 22?
24, 25.
That's not enough. As he's been the winner, where's our striker? He's been on like 16, and can't do that. Like, or you can't leave us. If we can polish off a team early, then we don't have to worry too much about defensiveness. Yeah. We always say defense wins leagues, but if you could score early a couple of times against a team and they just try to come back against it and fail, they'll just give up. They're human beings. They'll drop the head. Everybody will drop the head, and you don't have to worry about the defense too much. So you just have to have a solid defense, not a super solid defense, not like a John Terry, Virgil van Dijk defense. You just have to have a solid defense as long as you can score goals and finish teams off pretty early. We haven't been able to do that for like a season or so now, and it's been catching up with us. Really,
100%, man. As Wiggs said there, big up there, mate. Jürgen said yesterday, it's our way to it. It's not our way to overspend. As much as it would be nice to have the luxury of spending huge amounts on every player, we do everything the right way. 100% there.
He knows best. He knows best. All these people coming out in the week, in the summer that appear. I have a dude. I'm going to go off in a tangent here now, Jack, for a second. I have a dude that's on my friends list on Facebook, right? Dude said to me a couple of seasons ago he's going to make a Liverpool supporters club in this little village in Ireland, and I'm just like, you're not going to do that because it was stopped 12 years ago. There are no new supporters clubs. He's like, but I'll do it because I'm a major Liverpool fan. He says, right, I'm a major Liverpool fan that never goes to games. By the way,
you need licensing.
It's done by it's done by nothing. But he comes out every week in the summer saying, "Oh, my sources says that we're getting this guy and that guy." Who's your sources, lad? But anyway, he's gone. No, his account is gone since the end of August, and he's appeared this week out of magically nowhere. Why is that? Because it's transfer window coming up. You know what I mean? So these guys, lads, don't pay any attention to the Muppets. They live for the FIFA game. Yeah, the accolation of telling you that they have sources. They're not. No. They're not. You know, Paul understands me. Paul understands what I'm saying here. It's the same guys you see ITK, these indie Kayla guys and all this. They bounce off everybody else's statuses. You have Paul Joyce. You have the Arne one, David Ornstein.
I've always said on like
James Pierce has always been great.
You've always watched me for years, Kev, haven't I? I've always said to everyone that has watched my channel over the years, last 6-7 years when I started, like you all know, there was very well respected, as Kev's alluded to, the very best in the business journalists. But it's part of the game. But you
also have to trust the foreign journalists that are good in the game, because they're the ones that break it first.
Like Lewis Diaz one, remember when we were doing our shows as well? I think it come out like literally a couple of hours before it even got announced. Like we'd robbed. Because
it's happening in that company or in that country, in that company with those same lads, so they know better than what's happening back home. So that's what you have to watch as well. But like, don't believe these ITKs lads and all of these guys being pretend journalists. The guy that I was talking about in question is pretty much, it seems like he's a lonely fella that's not married and doesn't have, or he could be married but doesn't have much of time in his hands or a life in his hands, and he just talks about absolute jargon to have respect or whatever. But just don't pay attention, don't take it as salt. Wait until David Ornstein, until Paul Joyce especially, maybe even James Pierce. They used to be brilliant back in the day, and all these guys reported first. Melissa Reddy, until she sold her soul to the devil, and she went to Sky. Yeah, she went to Sky. Yeah, and all these ones don't listen to anybody until you see them doing that or reporting it, or at least leaning. Even Jones,
the official best club source is the club itself.
That's the whole point. Yeah. It's the club that tell these guys, the handful of these guys they trust. That's why they trust Paul Jones. They used to trust James Pierce until he released it early. And the rest of these guys, the club will always be the main source, but they will always like hand it out to these guys first because they respect the club. And if the club says don't release this, they don't release it, and that's the whole way it works. So.
100%, 100%. Charlie, Edwards being back is where the wise spending comes in, i.e. Salah, Mane, Klopp.
Yep, 100%. I agree with Charlie. 100, like $1,000,000%.
That's where we're going to get the advantage back on City again as well. We will be back, Charlie, and Chas, we will be there. We will be in contention. And the fact that Klopp is obviously backing the manager as well coming in, we've got our message going to this coming season. Get behind Arne Slot. There will be a couple of bumps along the road, as Klopp said last night, but that's when you back him even more as well. And but yeah, massive thank you, Paul, and Kev as well. It
means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna.
Headphone users.
He's going. Paul understands. We're going back away. Just before Jack's time, man.
Back in 1960.
For a living, so I'm allowed to do that. It's just that, like, my microphone is so good. Jack's headphones and his earphones, he can't handle it. He can't handle it. Mick, his dad will handle it. Put your dad on for a second. Your dad will be brilliant.
No. I've got the same mic as you fraud.
I'm not about the mic, I'm about your earphones. I said your sensitivity to hearing music is different.
Oh, yeah. I'm already deaf in that ear anyway, so up to Reds. But chat, a massive thank you to all yous as well. Really do appreciate it. We will be doing a watch along. Me, Kev, are you gigging Saturday?
Saturday, I have 2 gigs.
Oh yeah. So it will be me and Connor on Saturday evening.
Which
Champions League night.
I don't know. I could be here Saturday evening because I dropped the gig because of I was giving over about their advertising and their money that they give us. So we were supposed to play that on Saturday night, so I could be here. But I'm playing 3:30 in the afternoon for a major festival on Saturday, and I'd be home and all for 7. Yeah.
Where's that for any Irish Reds listening?
We're in the Killarney Bike Fest, which is the biggest biker rally festival in probably Europe, but it's just you've about 70,000 people that go there. We're playing for the majority of them outside before that. So
yeah, 100%, 100%. So come check it out, Reds. Kev's channel links are in the description as well. I'm going to be trying to push Kev as much as we possibly can coming into the new season as well. I'd much rather doing more shows on Kev's channel as well. I enjoy getting Kev on, but I want to grow Kev's channel as big as we possibly can as well. So we've got
my channel's mostly watch-alongs with Spoiler LFC. That's why I like coming on to Jack and talk about topics. But me and Jack, we still have the Kitman, man. We haven't pushed it yet, but it's going to be about all sports entirely. And as much as we can fill into that, but me and Jack are going to run it from the backside of it, and then just let people come in and give their own elements from different sports and stuff like that. So yeah, that'd be great.
I think obviously with Kev's idea over the years, but obviously I think we're going to try and we've already got a very good interview with Mr. Moran already on that channel, and obviously we've got.
We've got John Achterberg.
Yeah,
on July 5th is coming up. So you're John Achterberg, and we're trying to get the rest of the coaching staff as well in there. So, but John Achterberg is guaranteed on July 5th. Yeah. So that interview will be coming out pretty soon. That'll be great.
That'll be very good. So if you got any, if you don't follow us on the Kitmen, please do check us out. The link to that is in the description anyway. That'll be there. So if you're watching on the repeat, we'll be promoting it in the week build up anyway to it. But Kev with his very good contacts. Kev, he always gets the guests, so he knows how to do it anyway. But bit of.
It's called being sound, Jack. It's called being sound. We're all sound.
Yeah, everyone's sound. We don't take ourselves too serious at all. But it'd be great to get his views and opinions as well. Always well and good. But chat, have a lovely rest of the evening. Kev, massive thank you for coming on, mate, as always. And please do head over to Spider LFC as well. The link is in the description. And chat, we'll be live again tomorrow evening for another episode as well. But Reds, look after yourself. A massive thank you for everyone for getting involved this evening. You're absolute legends. And as always, Reds, you'll never... Oh, hello. Ta-da.